Welcome. This is Good to Know. We're a feel-good show, and today we are spreading the positivity about all sorts of amazing people, from inspiring teens.
It was just the best feeling, and that's how I really knew that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
To dedicated nurses.
Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a riddle? Just to take you away from your pain and your suffering.
You will be cured from the bad news blues. These positive men and women all have great stories to share. They're all good to know.
I want things to be happy and light and joyful.
That was like one of the best nights of my life, was seeing that with everyone.
How do you feel seeing that?
It's hard to put into words. Overwhelmed.
Just being able to see the kids' faces light up, it was the best feeling.
Just knowing that we were there for her, I think she felt supported and loved through our messaging.
In your mind, is this really instruction on what it means to be human?
I think that's a very good way to put it.
That's why we do it. The hugs, the tears, the smiles.
Because I was taught that you do things for others, and I have tried to do that all of my life.
Just love doing what you're doing. That's the most important thing. If you don't love doing what you're doing, it won't succeed, because I love doing what I do.
Thank you. That was like my biggest dream, because I've never had that until now.
Follow your dreams and never give up.
Hey everyone, I'm Lindsay Boach, and our first inspiring person is a nurse who's got a very unique way to help his COVID patients.
You get in the medical field, you want to help, you want to make a difference. I've gone on medical missions abroad, Central America, Guatemala, and this is worse. People are suffering. People are suffering. It is hard.
47-year-old George Otieno is a registered ICU nurse within the Henry Ford Health System and St. Joe's here in Metro Detroit, and they are both blessed to have him. George works day in and day out treating COVID patients. Right now, George is in El Centro, California. El Centro is on the southern border, 2 hours from San Diego, to help where the help is needed most, wherever that may be. Of course, George uses his training and knowledge to assist those in the throes of this pandemic. But George also comes bearing gifts, ones that show just how present he is.
The difference between you and I is just a story.
So George humbly but proudly tells his.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls.
Fishmonger Stories, they are called, to any COVID patient who will lend him their ear.
Once upon a time, there lived a group of people.
He shares with them African riddles, stories, and songs.
Can I tell you a story? Can I tell you a riddle? Just to take you away from your pain and your suffering. And there's really nothing like that. That's when you realize that we are all the same, and you see their eyes just open up. You transform them from one culture to another culture. Oh, nothing beats that gratification. I enjoy it. I love it.
How do they feel when they receive this from you?
It's an immeasurable pleasure, Andrea. It is so therapeutic for the patient, but it's more therapeutic for me. It's literally saved my life. Welcome to another edition of Fishmonger Stories.
Sharing Fishmonger Stories started before the pandemic at hospitals across Southeast Michigan. Why the name Fishmonger? Well, it means a person or store that sells fish for food. George grew up near one of the African Great Lakes, Lake Victoria, surrounded by fish and fishermen. So the title is fitting. That is why all of this is so special to George, and because it is something he and his family do together.
I liked it because it was bonding time for me and my daughters. They say, Daddy, we could do this and to other kids. So we said, okay, fine.
And away they went to enrich, inspire, and bring joy. And sometimes that is just the sort of medicine, healing we need.
It's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. So it's a gift that always keeps giving.
Oh. And those are the best kinds. Not the things you can always touch, but the things you feel.
Can I use that?
Yes, you can.
Well, because of COVID, in order to reach more people, George took the Fishmonger Stories virtual, and to social media, and to YouTube too.
When you get a message from a child in Canada saying, oh, I like Fishmonger Stories, just like, oh my goodness. If you ascribe to some faith, to whom much is given, much is also expected.
Yes.
During times of suffering like this, a positive message goes a long way.
I'm just, in awe of you and what you're doing for people. You are just such a delight. It's such an honor to speak with you. Thank you for stepping up and not giving up.
Thank you, Andrea.
A Florida man is teaching us a lesson about how to build something good for your community.
My goal is to serve in every way that I am capable of doing, and this is a part of that.
Not long ago, Marine veteran Donnie Dewey severely injured his hand in a woodworking accident.
Table saw kind of ripped through my hand, my thumb. It was something that was very hard to overcome, both physically and, emotionally.
The lithium man has a corporate gig. He could have walked away from woodworking forever, but instead, he found mental and physical therapy right back here in his workshop.
My stepmother works for Mango Elementary, which is an area and a school that I thought I would have an opportunity to support some kids who possibly don't have a desk.
Donnie decided to make beautiful pine wood desks for Mango Elementary students e-learning at home.
Within days, they had requests for desks coming in.
He knew many families were struggling, and he wanted to help.
I wanted to build something that was nice. I've rounded every edge on these desks so they're safe. I put a piano hinge on the back so the lid would actually lift and close consistently.
While I was visiting, he was shown a surprise. Pictures of kids grinning ear to ear at their brand new desks.
How do you feel seeing that? It's hard to put into words. Overwhelmed.
Slow motion doesn't do it justice, the rotisserie keeping the perfect amount of heat and spin as drippings from the brisket flavors the chicken, pork, and ribs. Oak burning in the oven gives it that classic Texas barbecue flavor.
Low and slow.
Grill master John Reesbeck opened Smokin' Jay's Barbecue to solve a personal problem.
When we first moved down here, we tried different barbecues, and there wasn't anything I was personally satisfied with. And I had a hankering for barbecue.
Now, 11 years later, his smoker is still churning out some of the best food in the area. He faced his toughest year ever, but is optimistic about a new venture.
It enabled me to focus and expand on my pickle business. I also make sweet and sassy pickles.
Reesbeck's indoor seating remains closed. 85% of his business to-go orders. One customer in line at a time, then they wait in the car for the food to come to them.
People are scared. And with the fear, if you can instill some sense of safety and security with them, and I think that's what we're doing with the food.
Over the summer, he gave out free food to school kids, cooked hamburgers and hot dogs for the community, and responded to 2 hurricanes, Laura and Sally, driving thousands of miles with a truck full of supplies.
Gulfport's a small community. It takes roughly $30,000 to fill one U-Haul truck with supplies. To do it back to back to back and have the community still come out and help, I was concerned that it was going to be harder and harder. And I was just blessed, and I was very thankful that the trucks got filled and we left with full trucks.
Reesbeck's first hurricane was Matthew in 2016.
That's why we do it. The hugs, the tears, the smiles. It cost me money, but community helps a lot. My whole philosophy is community helping communities, businesses helping businesses. And I think that's what it's all about. It could be us one day, and I just hope that somebody comes here to help us.
We have so many more incredible people to meet today, and they're sharing their inspiration.
Just love doing what you're doing. That's the most important thing. If you don't love doing what you're doing, it won't succeed, because I love doing what I do.
It's good to know.